everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review, and today's review is in association with MarvelousNews.com, your #1 news source for everything Marvel. And today we're going to take another early look at one of Hasbro's upcoming Marvel Legends Infinite Series X-Men figures with the new Storm that's coming. And like with yesterday's review where we looked at the Cyclops figure, this is just kind of a quick, almost preview-like look at this figure. This was a figure sent to me from overseas, so it's possible the final version that's released could vary a little bit from this version. And I don't have the packaging or the accessories to show you, which is a Jubilee Build-A-Figure piece to show you in this review. So when these figures actually get released, when this wave gets released, which should be at the end of July and into August, then we'll be bringing you a full-on review of all the figures in this wave. But I just want to give you a kind of a, since I got my hands on this figure, I just want to give you an early look to kind of whet your appetite. So this is a Storm in her Marvel Now costume, which again, like with the Cyclops and in the previous Captain America that we've gotten recently, this is the most modern costume that we see the character in the comics. She's sporting the Mohawk look again, and basically is very similar to previous costume designs that we've seen Storm in. It's a little more white in the costume than typically, especially like with the previously released Marvel Legends version that we got from Toy Biz, where she was wearing like the full-on all-black costume. So I definitely like this new version better than that older Marvel Legends one that we got. The figure, the paint apps are pretty nice. So you've got some, not a lot of in the way of washes or anything, though I do like in the hair. Looks like there's a little bit of wash to give it added dimension, some black mixed in with the white on the hair, and I really like how they've sculpted the hair and everything on this figure. So that's, to me, is probably the most impressive thing about this figure, is the hair sculpt and the face sculpt of this figure. I think it came out looking really good. But then otherwise, basically her costume's painted on. She's got black, gold metallic around her breast area, white, and then some like whites on her gloves and some white striping down near her feet. And then she's got this, it's almost feels like paper, but I'm not sure what kind of material this is, but it's a very papery type material that basically just attaches at the midsection joint and then has like these little rubber band pieces that you can put around her wrists. Now my cape, because this figure basically came shipped loose, was a little wrinkly. I haven't like ironed it out or anything. I would imagine that, you know, the final versions won't be quite so wrinkly with the cape. Articulation on this figure is pretty good for the most part. She's got good rotation at the head. The head's on a ball hinge joint, so you can turn left and right. She's got good down movement. The back movement is prohibited a little bit, or restricted a little bit, by her hair. She can look back some, but not as far back as because of the hair, the way the hair is sculpted. Now, one thing I want to note, if you were interested, basically it is a ball joint, you know, that you can pop off. Now, say if you like the head sculpt, but you prefer the older costume, the older Marvel Legends figure, you can actually swap the heads. Now, technically, it's not the same kind of joint, but because the way the neck is sculpted on this older figure, it will actually just fit in the hole. So you can actually stick it on there and it works pretty well. So if for some reason you wanted the Mohawk look on your old classic Marvel Legends Storm, you could actually switch the heads out. Now you can't put the old Storm head on the new figure because it's a different kind of joint, but you can put the Mohawk head on the old the old Toy Biz one if you wanted to. Anyway, getting back to your articulation, the arms are attached with your standard ball hinge joints at the shoulder, so she's got good rotation. She can get the arm out. Now, if you're rotating the arm, you know, you have to be careful with the cape, but it doesn't restrict her movement on the arm really at all. She has single hinged elbows, but she can bend her elbow pretty far, as you can see. And then she's got the hinges at the wrist. So again, she's got good up and down movement with the wrist to kind of get those, like, as she's about to do lightning or something on you. So good weather making poses with the hands you can get in. And she's got the rotation there. Now both hands are sculpted in open position, so she can't really hold anything with her hands. But again, they've kind of posed them so it's like she's about to invoke her weather powers on you. She's got the midsection joint, a little bit, you can bend a little bit down and a little bit back, and she's got the rotation there. No waist rotation, and then the legs are attached with ball joints, and she can put her leg forward pretty good. Can't really do it back, can do it out, can do the splits about that much. Basically because of the way the butt's sculpted. She's got the thigh swivel, she's got double jointed knees, and then she does have the ankle pivot and up and down movement with the hinge joint. So good movement at the ankle. And then the figure has two peg holes at the bottom. The figure stands from top to the tip of her mohawk. She stands just a little bit over 7 inches tall. And one thing I want to point out is the figure, the way the feet are sculpted, she doesn't have like the high heels like you see with some figures like Emma Frost, but she still has kind of that very thin foot. So really, if you want the figure to be able to stand very well, it's probably better to put her on a figure stand. You can, if you are careful, get her to stand, but she does not balance very well. So that's my quick review. Overall, I think this is a pretty solid looking figure. I again really like the way the hair is sculpted and the way the face looks. I think they really nailed the look of Storm with this figure. I think this figure looks way better than the old Toy Biz version. So if you're a fan of the Storm character, I think you're definitely going to want to pick this one up. And as I mentioned, this X-Men Infinite Legends Wave is going to be a Toys R Us exclusive, as well as a shared exclusive through Previews Magazine, which means you'll be able to pick these up at your comic and specialty shops. And they should start hitting shelves at Toys R Us by the end of July, and then you should start seeing them at the comic and specialty shops in August. And as I said, when the final release versions come out, we'll be bringing you full-on reviews, including the packaging and all that stuff at that point. So that's my review. I hope you enjoy it. Until next time, I'll check you later.